Hi, welcome to Helping Boys Thrive, What Boys Need as a Male Conference. The topic I was given today is mentoring our boys into manhood. But I have a question. Which manhood? Are we mentoring them into the manhood of 1950? Or are we preparing them for the chaotic, hyper-digital world of 2030? We're running a 21st century application, the modern boy, on a 19th century operating system. And it is crashing. We look at our boys and we see them disconnected, restless, addicted to screens. We say, they are broken. I am here to tell you, the boy is not broken. He's glitching. I am Ola Akinwe, founder Boys Mentoring Advocacy Network, BMEN, and the creator of the LIVE system upgrade for boys, the world first gamified leadership system development for boys. Before we mentor him or mentor any boy, we must first decode him. We punish boy for bad behaviors when what they are actually suffering from is a system error. In our 7 days glitch protocol, we stop asking, what's wrong with you? And start asking, where is the lag? We teach parents to run a 3-point diagnostic. Number 1, input error. Is his battery low? Is there hunger or a thirst? A hungry boy is an angry boy. And number 2, his processing error. Is he overwhelmed? Boys have waffle brains. Compartmentalized boxes. If you flood his processor with too many commands, he crashes. And number 3, the output error. Is he fidgeting? That's not ADHD. That is a high-speed processor needing a cooling fan. He needs to move to think. When we reframe rebellion as a glitch, we stop fighting the boy and start fixing his environment. Now, when we're done fixing his environment, the next thing is to find the virus. Once the virus is cleared, we begin the installation. This is the stage in boys' mentorship that I refer to as the development of self-mastery. We need to install self-mastery into the young men, because you cannot lead a family if you cannot lead yourself. The modern boy is insecure because he looks for validations in likes and views. So what do? We shift his validation to internal metrics, which is the core download here. We allow them to do the mirror work. We teach the protocol called the stare down. Most boys cannot look at themselves in the eye in the mirror, they cringe. They look away. Why? Because they don't like who they see. So we call this stage, we refer to boys in this stage as the agents. We teach him. Looking a man in the eye is a sign of dominance. If you cannot look yourself in the eye, you cannot dominate life. So we rebuild his identity not as a student, but as an agent on the missions. Once he knows who he is, he must learn how to handle others. At this stage of mentoring, we call this boy the operator. This is about conflict and communication. Boys today are losing the art of conflict. They either explode in a rage, they cheat, or they withdraw. Both are glitches. The core download here is the stoic test. We run a drill called the stoic test. We pair a boy, like a boy A must insult boy B. Boy B must remain completely still. Why? Because we teach them, he who angers you controls you. We are training the boys to be able to stand in the fire of conflict and remain cool. We replace reacting with responding. Finally, we turn his eyes outward. This is a stage that is about legacy and nation building. And this stage of mentoring, the boys are known as architects. Many boys in our ecosystem have illegal dreams. They want fast money. They want to be Yahoo boys or Yahoo boys, known here in Africa, but they are internet fraudsters. We don't shame them, we hack the dream. The core download for them is to have a liability check. I tell them that is a revenue goal, but that industry has a high prison risk, which is a liability. Let's look for a career with the same revenue, but a lower prison risk. When we transition these boys from being a consumer, someone who eats value, to a producer, someone who creates value. We teach them that a king is not a tyrant. A king is a servant of the realm. Now we move into the boys' environment. And I do have what I call the silo tribe. It's a triangular description of the boys' environment. You see, in this triangle, the school blames the parent blames the school, and the society blames the boy. We cannot just fix the boy if we send them to a broken society. He will crash again. We must mentor the mentors. And for the mothers are trying to communicate with their sons using a spaghetti operating system where everything connects. But the boy has a waffle brain where everything is in boxes. What is in his gaming box, he literally cannot hear you in his show box. So we teach mothers using the command console to stop being his manager who nags and become his consultant who guides. We give the moms the side-by-side rules. When you're mentoring boys, men should bond shoulder to shoulder, no face to face. If you want him to talk, take him for a drive. Don't stare at him. And that is the very core of helping the mothers to mentor his boys in her environment. And for the teachers, which is one of their core environments where the boys need to thrive, we have developed an education console that helps teachers not to force the kinetic learners, which are the boys, to stay still for 8 hours. We replace discipline with gamification. And that's what we need to do now in this age and time, because instead of you awarding them grades in school, you start awarding them experience points. And this helps them because they know that, oh, this is my SP. They are used to that in their games already. So what that help is that it helps these boys to be internally driven and maintain focus in school. Another thing educators need to do is this age and time is to stop giving tests. Walk into class and you say, oh, today you are going to have a level boss 6 or a boss fight. That takes an exam and you have to defeat it. Boys are wired to fight. It's their innate kind of ability. They want to fight. That's who they are. So when you tell them, okay, the exam is a boss fight, this helps them to prepare because they don't want defeat. Most boys don't want defeat. So the third stage in the education console, which we have really itemized in the educator's console, is the fidget hack. We stop shouting, stay still. We authorize cooling devices, which is like trying to bring the boy's processor that is running hot to bring it down. And this has to do with when you speak the boy's language. When you speak his language, you don't demand respect, you command it. Now we get to the final phase of mentoring, which is the release phase, the deployment. We have boys who are 23 years old, graduated from high school, but still drifting. They are stuck on a bridge between boyhood and manhood. So at this stage, we introduce the LIVE to launch. We teach them to kill the lone wolf. That's isolation. It's a death sentence. He needs a squad. No man thrives or succeeds alone. We teach financial defense. To know the difference between an asset, what brings money into his pocket, and a liability, what takes money from his pocket. And they will now take what we refer to as the deployment oath. He signs a contract with himself to stop consuming and start producing. This is how we mentor our boys into manhood in this century. And we have created an ecosystem, the diagnostic tool, which is the 7 days glitch protocol, the curriculum, which is the trilogy, and we refer to these young men as agents, operators, and architects, and the support environment, which is the support group, the mothers and the teachers. We have the console, and finally we launch them using the LIV to launch. The world is waiting for men of honor. We are done hoping for them. We are now building them. And I know that is the call from this conference. My name again is Akinwe. Thank you.